Hey, Paul here for Retro Gaming Arts, and today we're going to be talking about, in my opinion, the best golf game ever made, and that's Golf for Game Boy, with a little Mario on it, even though it's not Mario Golf. I think that's the best golf game ever. It's super enjoyable, but Dylan didn't necessarily think so. He thought actual Mario Golf with actual Mario in the title. He thought this one was better, so I had him play both of them and do a review of both of them, and let's go see what he says.
Hey, what's up guys? This is Dylan with Retro Gaming Arts, bringing you a closer look at Mario Golf for the Game Boy Color and a comparison to the original title Golf for Game Boy at the end of the video. I really enjoyed both of these games. They're totally addictive, especially for golf fans, and they support link cables for playing with friends. You get to create your character with some customization, such as male or female and left or right-handed golfer. You can also play as Mario or Luigi for fun. Here you have some options to choose from. You can roam the world map via the Marion Clubhouse, challenge a course champ, or practice on a course or a specific hole. Let's go to the clubhouse and take a look around. At the clubhouse for each course you have a few different practice areas. Here is a putting green, and there's one for approach shots as well. These areas contain NPCs that will tell you how to play the game and use the various clubs and swing powers at your disposal. Now let's head back through the clubhouse to the world map. What I thought was a nice little touch on the game was the ability to run while at a clubhouse or on the world map, and the map is similar to Mario world maps we all know and love. There are 4 clubhouses in total, and some side areas that provide extra challenges to complete or advice from NPCs. Each clubhouse has its own course to play, along with its own practice areas. This is the entrance to Peach's Castle course, which is unlocked after you've beaten the tournaments at all 4 clubhouses. I have on this character, so this area is available from the world map. Each clubhouse has a different theme to go with it, and each one gets progressively more difficult. While you can play at any of the 4 courses at any time for experience, you can't join a tournament until you've beaten the one at the previous course. Here we're at the 3rd hole of the Marion course. As you can see, there's a gauge at the bottom of the screen with a bar moving along it. It will move to the end from where it starts. How far you let it move changes the power of your swing, and how close you get to the starting point on its way back determines your swing accuracy. You have access to all the standard golf clubs and 3 power levels for each shot. There's also a power swing above these 3, and you're allowed 6 power swings during a game. These shots don't deplete, however, if you hit the maximum power and perfect accuracy, giving you a nice shot. When putting, you don't have an accuracy check, only the power of your swing. So you want to aim the ball to compensate for any hills on the green and do your best to gauge the power. After a round of golf, either for practice or in a tournament, you are awarded experience points, which will level up your character. You can select from different attributes to increase every time you level. Drive distance is important and usually the first to be improved, though as your drive distance increases, ball control begins to diminish. You want to spend a few points evening out these attributes for a well-rounded character. And now we're off to the Palm Club, which is the 2nd course you have to beat in order to continue doing tournaments. Here we see an example of a nice shot. These are ideal on drives because they put the ball right where you aimed it if there's no wind. As you can see, there is a wind gauge at the top right corner of the screen telling you the wind's speed and direction. This will affect the way the ball flies and should be taken into account when aiming your shots. Although the ideal is to hit maximum power on drives, the power of your swing can be tailored to specific situations. In circumstances where your options of clubs and swing powers don't put the ball right where you want it to be, you can adjust the power of your swing accordingly. Also keep in mind that when shooting from the rough, a bunker, or any other obstacle you may encounter, the ball will not go as far as your aiming arrow indicates. You will want to aim beyond your target in these situations. The next course is located at the Dune Club. This environment is a desert-like area complete with cactus and browning grass. Here we have just entered a tournament and will be playing against competitors for the trophy. When won, a tournament yields extra experience points, you're able to compete in the tournament at the next course, and you get a trophy for the trophy room. The contestants will get better scores on the more difficult courses than on the beginner ones, and when coupled with the increasing difficulty of the courses, it can become quite the challenge to beat some of these tournaments. Choose your shots wisely and let them rip, because we're coming for Mario's title of Grand Champ. Here you're about to see an example of a power shot. The gauge will turn red and you'll see a P with a number next to it indicating the number of power swings you have left. As I said before, if you're able to get a nice shot with a power swing, the number of available power shots you have left doesn't diminish. This can be particularly useful for getting on the green in 2 shots on a par 5 or making it close enough on a par 4 for an eagle chip. As you may notice, here I'm going to aim way beyond the green because I'm stuck in the rough, and I know that the ball will not reach the projected landing point that the game gives you. Don't be discouraged though, you don't have to land on the fairway or green every time to get a birdie or eagle, and sometimes the rough can be a better shortcut to the green than a hindrance on the distance of your shot. And sometimes you just get stuck there because you went for distance over control or botched the accuracy during the swing. This here is Links Club. The fairways are getting thinner here and the traps less sparse. At this course we're also confronted by what is called heath, and is like the rough but worse. These are spots you definitely do not want your ball stuck in because it's simply a wasted shot. Sand traps and rough areas can be worked through, but heath, out of bounds, or watery lies will all inevitably cost you at least 1 stroke for the hole you're playing. Also to be noted on these more challenging courses are the hill sizes on the green. The thicker and larger arrows indicate a steeper hill. It's best to get your ball in a position to putt with no hills between you and the hole. When in such a position, the aim is automatically set for exactly at the hole and you only need to control your power. Also, if you're shooting straight up or down a hill and not across it, it is best to leave the aim as the game sets it for you. Lastly, we come to Peach's Castle course. We've beaten all the tournaments, gained quite a few levels, and honed our character for the grand finale. On this course, we'll be playing against Mario himself, as well as a few other memorable characters from your favorite childhood Nintendo titles. As expected, these guys don't mess around. This will be the toughest challenge we've faced yet by far, though by this point we should be well equipped to handle it. The holes on this course have vast sand traps and lots of water, with very little fairway to work with. I personally found playing Link's course a little more difficult in terms of final score, though the margin of success was not quite as high. When all is won, you become the grand champ and can continue gaining experience if you like. All in all, this is a solid gold game and good for hours of entertainment. I would highly recommend this to any golfer with an interest in fun little video games. Being a bit of a golfer myself, I sure had a blast with it. Now we're going to look at some comparisons to the original title Golf for the Game Boy. You have 1-player and 2-player modes if you have a link cable and a buddy to play with. Also, if you notice, there's no actual Mario name drop found anywhere in the game or on the box, though there are a lot of similarities. You have 2 save slots for your games and 2 courses to choose between, one being USA and the other Japan. This game is a much more simple version of the same mechanics put into action, though I must say this one is significantly more difficult for a number of reasons. You have your choice of all the standard golf clubs, though there are no power shots in this game, nor can you select between different swing strength settings for each club. The same mechanic is in place for taking your shots with power and accuracy / ball control and the ability to aim in the direction you want to shoot. You can also zoom out and get a view of the course or a close-up of the green. The wind plays a role in determining where your ball goes in this game as well. What made this much more difficult is the game doesn't tell you or show you the approximate distance the ball will go, so you're kind of stuck figuring it out on your own and trying to guess what club you should use. If you are a golfer, you have a better idea, but it's still difficult to translate into action. The greens can be far more unforgiving as well, and it can be difficult to discern where on the power scale you need to stop with each swing. Still had a lot of fun playing this game, and if you're looking for more of a classic challenge and don't really care too much about levels and customization, this might be a better option. Either way, these games were a ton of fun and good for quite a few hours of entertainment, especially on a long car or bus ride or airplane. Perfect. Well, thanks for looking into Golf for the Game Boy and Mario Golf for the Game Boy Color with me. Till next time, gamers.
After watching him play Mario Golf for the Game Boy Color, I see why he enjoyed it more, and I see why he may feel it's a better golf game, but I'm still sticking with the original. Golf for Game Boy is the best golf game ever made, in my opinion. What golf game do you guys think is the best? Which ones do you enjoy? Do you even like golf? I don't even like real golf, but I like it for Game Boy. It's perfect. It's golf in your pocket. So thanks for watching. Thanks for checking this out. Thanks for watching all our other videos, subscribing, and all of that. I appreciate it. And I'll see you guys next week.